There is no other chant that we need to chant. We're not about decriminalization. We're about legalization of the curry herb.
Roll it up, light it up. Roll it up, light it up. Give me the weed like the sweet sensei. Give me the weed like the sweet sensei. Give me the weed like the sweet sensei. Light it up, blood in the air. Oh yeah. Give me the weed like the sweet sensei. Give me the weed like the sweet sensei. Give me the weed like the sweet sensei. Light it up, blood in the air. Oh yeah.
This is something that was free. It's supposed to be free. It's one of God's blessings. So why was it made illegal? Now we have to come and maybe even want to beg Babylon to legalize the herb. They are out of place. We have been too apologetic. We have been too humble. We have been too cautious in the way we move. Now we have to be bold-faced and make our thought. Legalize it. Legalize the herb. The time is now.
A lot of the bigger nations, Amsterdam, Germany, Canada, everywhere is moving forward in the legalization of cannabis. Cannabis is just a plant created by God Almighty. I see some bush here. This is not illegal, so is not cannabis illegal also, okay? Rastafari live and learn. So I think we in the Caribbean should really take heed to that, because without that unity, this legalization process cannot happen, because it's about all of us, I and I.
Years ago, all those sailors and things, all those sayings, those masks, people don't know that was cannabis. That is what they were using. All of our ancient papyruses and so forth, a lot of it came from the cannabis plant. Yeah, it can use to make ethanol for fuel. It can make food for animals, for birds, the chickens, everything. It can be used, soaps, you name it. Anytime. In fact, just a few days ago, I was saying about in the Middle East, they now take the cannabis leaves on the plant and they create this delicacy that sells at a very high price. Connoisseur food. That's the state it's at now. And we are fighting now for what? We talk about smoking. Smoking is not the issue. We have gone past smoke.
Well, the cannabis has always been a medicine for thousands and thousands of years, all over the world, you know what I mean? There are records in pharmacopoeia that is like, books telling you about drugs going back over 5,000 years in China. This was used in ancient Egypt, which the proper name is Kemet, and the Assyrians, that is modern day Iran and Turkey and Iraq and all them places. So this is an ancient thing, right? Always been used as medicine. But then up to 100 years ago, it was being used all over, even in America. And then America is the place that started to bring prohibition laws against it. And not for that it is a dangerous thing and do have any medicinal properties. That is what they put up front. But it wasn't really that. It was to protect other business, you know what I mean? Because this plant is a very versatile plant. It can be used to plenty of things apart from even medicine, you know what I mean? You can build house out of it, clothes, paper, rope, canvas, sail, all kind of things, yeah?
It's all one plant. Cannabis is one plant. Cannabis sativa L is the scientific name of it, right? It has THC, CBD, CBG, CBN, all of these cannabinoids, over 100 of them, roaming around. Those are the genetics, the DNA of the plant, so to speak, right? So these cannabinoids, they have different effects on our body. And when you have more THC than CBD, that psychoactive effect of THC does certain effects on your body. Kills cancer cells, helps manage pain, could stop a seizure. But you also have CBD, one of the ones that we're just learning and beginning to understand about, and the way that they work together. But CBD is the non-psychoactive parts. But when you reduce the amount of THC and increase the amount of CBD in the plant, then you have hemp.
Yo, you know it's Fire Farmer represent for LRS. You know we in Southside, you know we outside. Okay, me, wanna be the minister. Minister for the agriculture, grant you $1 million for the acre. Dig up your ponds, yo, filled with water. Mold up your beds, yo, anytime you want. Hot or cold weather, what you prefer. Cut down your lawns with me bushwhacker, but make sure your trees got no maribunta. Fire farmer, say me nah yam no fish. Them kind of thing are not me favorite dish. This farmer want to give you a wish. Fresh cucumbers in your lettuce. Transplant me seedlings in your passage. Put in a me tractor, give you a lift. Maintain your crop, yo, that is my wish. Give you blessings, I don't know, representing Southside Skinner Park, legalized ganja. Bless.
With growing hemp, you can affect global warming. It helps to clean the air and reduce the amount of industry that you're using. You're not using processed and harmful chemicals to process it, to make it into paper, not like you have to do timber. So it's so many different ways that hemp just helps to restore what we've done so much damage to.
The hemp plant, the THC level was low, very low. But since mankind realized that the THC have certain amount of psychotropic effect, you know, they started to breed the plant to up the THC. So that is what lay people call marijuana. It came out of that. So like the original plants and them, you know, have about 3 to 5% THC. And usually have about a 2-to-1 ratio with CBD. So CBD is what people believe is the main medicinal cannabinoid, but THC and CBC and CBG is a whole host of them, and all of them beneficial. But CBD is the one that's being mostly studied right now for its anti-inflammatory properties. Inflammation, anything like rheumatoid arthritis, multiple sclerosis, you know, inflammatory bowel disease, all them things. Anything that due to excessive inflammation, CBD will help you to protect you against. It is also protective against against deterioration of the brain, you know, senile dementias, Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, all them kind of things. So it is a very potent antioxidant, which is more potent than vitamin C and vitamin E and all those things.
The United States, one of the countries, imports over $700 million worth of hemp from China every year, even though it's illegal in the United States. Well, it was, not anymore. So being a part of that industry, it's a global industry. They're forgetting about, the controversy is cannabis and the medicine, but it shouldn't be, but that's what the controversy is. When you're talking about this industrial crop, it's alive and well globally. So come, please, I want to teach you, educate you so you can understand like why and how we can do this for here.
In an ideal world, all things equal and people have the information and the knowledge that this is a good thing, plenty medicinal properties. It also, for the people using it socially or recreationally, there's no recreational use really, because if somebody can't sleep, it helps them to sleep. If they have anxiety, it helps calm them down. If you're working hard and your muscles and them tired and sore and thing, it will help relax your muscle. So recreational and medicinal, you know what I mean, it blurred and blend into one another. So in an ideal world, if they could legalize the thing, so we will stop making criminals of people, all of the billions of dollars were being spent to keep people in jail, where them said the Attorney General tell us about 20 to 25,000 a month to keep somebody in jail. You understand? And then all that could have been used for other things, health and education and all that kind of thing, and stop destroy people's life.
The same people who were using it to suppress us for the longest while are now jumping on board to say that they want to get the money out of it. Everyone is suddenly seeing that there are big profits to be made. But what we have to be careful is we don't want to find ourselves in the position where they're trying to recreate the plantation economy. And I say the plantation, where we are just the sharecroppers growing and selling to the big farmer. So that, years ago, we used to grow cocoa and coffee. And then we would eat Cadbury chocolate and didn't know that that was our same cocoa. Because why? Our cocoa and coffee was going to England, the so-called mother country, who was then taking everything, turning it into something big, selling it back to us at a much, much higher rate. So they were profiting. We were just merely the sharecroppers. And this is what they're trying to do now with the same cannabis, so that we will just be the growers and someone else will be getting it sold, making the oils, making it this, making it that, and getting the big money. So it's really a grab. So that after they have persecuted the grassroots people for years and years, making money off of us by locking us up, putting us in jail for what they call a crime that has no victim. It is the only victimless crime. So after they treated us like that for years, now they want to take it now and say, well, hold on, let us get the profit. So they want to find a way to keep profiting from it at our expense. And we are saying, no, it is time for that to stop.
Our demand as the MSJ is certainly that whatever happens, it must be done in such a way that the ordinary man and woman gets an opportunity to have economic empowerment. It must not be a situation where members of the Rastafari movement and grassroots people who are being discriminated against, jailed and so on, and suffered because of the laws of Trinidad and Tobago, then end up simply becoming workers on plantations owned by the wealthy, or perhaps workers in stores and cafes that are selling and so on, where the wealthy and big corporations or multinationals control the business. So we are fighting to ensure that whatever happens, that ordinary people benefit economically from it, quite apart from the liberalization of the law.
You can make a criminal out of somebody in your backyard, right? Your son in your backyard or your grandson, right? And they make a criminal out of him when there is no victim. So we're saying that we have those laws to protect people, and then we're going to last them in jail. And if they can't make the bail, somebody might rot in remand. You know what I mean? So you're killing them in order to say you're protecting them. I mean, something really wrong with that.
One of the things that they learned from long ago, that the man who smokes or who uses the cannabis is the one that they have never been able to control his mind. So that they have always tried to suppress it, because by only way they can, by suppressing it, then they can then inject their value system into us, as opposed to we standing for what we believe in. But let me say something, and I want to say this is very important, that even what we're doing here to educate the people, there are forces who are trying to prevent, so that even today they have tried to use all kinds of means to see if they can shut this thing down. We were told that we have to get a dance hall license. Why? We're not having a dance. This is about education. We're not charging people a fee to come in here. Why do we need to get a permit to have someone to go on a stage and sing? And I see all the different religious denominations, they have their crusades and everything every day, and they go and they sing all their religious songs, and they jump and they dance and they sing in all kinds of different names I don't want to call. But they say, no, when we sing our cultural divine songs to educate our people, we need to get a special license. But what we have discovered is that in fact, when we think that we are in an independent state and that colonialism has ended, we see they always revert back to the old colonial laws. So they are using an old 1921 law. You see how far back they go? To say that if we want to gather, we have to get a permit. Yet our constitution gives us the right to assemble for peaceful purposes.
Today we're in the drive here in terms of legalizing marijuana. Kuya represent, that freedom of the brand. As one sister say, it's just a plant, but the plant has so many benefits, and Kuya is one of the brands that has been supporting the love for the plant. I have a personal interest in the legalization of marijuana. November made 4 years since I lost my wife to cancer, and basically in my research what we found was, although chemotherapy, radiation, all these things have been tried and tested, medicinal marijuana still has an impact. And only in Trinidad and Tobago, we don't recognize and use the benefits of these things. Not only in Trinidad and Tobago, but in other islands. So for me, I've never smoked, and I don't drink. But you know what? I stand by the legalization of this herb, this plant, because of the fact that it's time that we wake up and we look at the research that's been done and we look at some of the positives and stop thinking only of the negatives. Alcohol has positives, it has negatives. Everything, if you abuse it, it will be bad, but there are positives. You get more positive from this plant than you get from alcohol. I knew about the plants, I knew about some of the oils and so forth that were available, but on the local market, where would it be found? Right? So today, I am saying that time has passed, but there are others who are suffering, and they need the opportunity, right, to be able to at least take a chance and try this product, because the kind of people who suffer with pains and so forth that outside using this, I bring benefits to them. It's time for me to stop this nonsense and get on board.
On my way here, I felt the power, the spirit, the power of my ancestors coming to a forum like this. Something that we have fought for over the years as Rastafari, and been abused and misused and misinterpreted.
Now the government has started its own process of public consultations. From what I heard in the media, because I myself was not there was very little time for the public to contribute their views and their ideas and their proposals. And so we are calling on the government to have a process of consultation that is really a proper process that enables citizens and interest groups to articulate their views and the positions for and against, so that there can be a proper distillation of the views of the population of Trinidad and Tobago on this question.
This is our opportunity to get something for ourselves, for food, economics, progress, everything. Medicine, our new health.
This legalization forum, it's a must. Things gonna happen. It wouldn't happen just overnight. Nothing happen overnight. It's like we are recollecting ourselves, you know, like they sort of wanted to take the man from himself.
In these times, it is a time of Rastafari getting together in that formalized and institutionalized sense, you know, to establish the contacts and relationships that will bring us towards the achievement of our goals, aspirations and destiny, you know. Part of which, of course, is reparations for repatriation and the redemption of I Rastafari.
And I know it would be a revolution, but a revolution in the minds of the young people, that they would have to make themselves marketable. You know what I'm saying? Get a skill, because, you know, you can't go hide and sell them a weed no more, you know, and protest, you know, go school and go train, because the ganja is sort of legal, as I should say, to a point, you know, that you don't have to abuse yourself now. Get up and get something, and for whatever. Let us be proud of who we have really put out, to put out another generation, another one, so your head gonna be big, you're happy, you know. But marijuana can do all that.
Give me the weed, give me the weed, give me the weed, the good ganja weed. Give me the weed, give me the weed, give me the weed, the good ganja weed. I forget my good weed from my morning. Burn it in me yard and me burn it in a market. Build it in the streets while pedestrian passing. Elements paper me use for me rapping. Got some money yet, so me lift it and me pass it. Want me big spliff, let me light it and me pass it. Marijuana, say me love it, me endorse it. And Colombia, hard we just like starting. When they want fight the grades for Mary Jane is a herb, cash on the 8 for. Made by the creator, found on the grave of a king, mind so greater.
Give me the weed like the sweet sensei. Give me the weed like the sweet sensei. Give me the weed like the sweet sensei. Light it up, blood in the air. Oh yeah. Give me the weed like the sweet sensei. Give me the weed like the sweet sensei. Give me the weed like the sweet sensei. Light it up, blood in the air. Oh yeah.
Give me the weed, give me the weed, give me the weed, the good ganja weed. Give me the weed, give me the weed, give me the weed, the good ganja weed.
Give me a nut, bust it up, let we build it up. Pass me the light, take a puff, lungs filling up. Burning it to right up.
Big him up in front of the police in a car. We don't give a high to the sky, say we keep a meditation. Cause it's part of your creation. I always high like it was my occupation. Light it up, yeah, we born in that, yeah. Give me the weed like the sweet sensei. Give me the weed like the sweet sensei. Give me the weed like the sweet sensei. Light it up, blow it in the air, oh yeah. Give me the weed like the sweet sensei.